My next guest is scientist Denarra Simmons. She works in a lab every day to produce the innovative medicines and treatments that all of us depend on, especially as we continue the fight against COVID-19. Miss Simmons has some great stories to share about how she ended up working in a field that she's always loved. Next up, senior scientist Denarra Simmons.
So I test the activity and potency of biologics and small molecules, basically test the activity of medicines. I always knew I wanted to go into science and medicine. People go into science because they want to help people. You know, some people become doctors because they want to help people. Some people make medicines because they want to make good medicines to help people. You know, it's all about helping people. And everyone is doing that. But when you start speaking to people that have taken the medicines and they're like coming back and saying thank you. You know, the doctor said I had 4 months to live, and now that was 3 years ago, and you feel so touched, and it makes you feel like the reason why you went into the field, it actually is happening, and you feel really, really good. It's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds amazing to know that your work is, helping people's lives, saving their lives.
Yeah, because you know your work is helping people because medicines do help people. But when the people actually come and tell their story, it is so touching. It's a undescribable feeling, but it makes you feel so proud and it makes you want to work even harder. So,
have you worked on any particularly fun or cool projects?
I did have, a paper was published. I was on the paper. Some of the biologics were sent to space, and some experiments were done in space, and then they brought it back down, and I got to test it. And so that was pretty awesome because it was like, oh my gosh, this has been in space. Let's see how it works. Let's see if it still works, if there's any differences. And that day I was like, I'm working on material from space. That's pretty cool.
Has, the typical workday or your job in general been impacted in the last year with COVID?
Yes, so we are actually very much impacted because all the reagents that we order and to do our experiments, they're not available. So it's the same thing in the labs. There's a shortage on everything to try to do your work. So it's a challenge to get the equipment to do the work right now.
If students like me are interested in pursuing the same career as you in the field of medicine, and what advice would you give?
If you're interested in medicine and any STEM careers, I would say finding someone in that area. Everything is online and looking at what they did to get to that area. Of course, in the future, things will be different, but you can see a path. There will always be detractors or people questioning you. So you can't give that energy, if that makes any sense. You just have to stay focused on what you like and follow your feeling and your interest. If it feels good to you, you continue.